Our next speaker will be Mr. Tomáš Pases from the Czech Geological Survey, who will speak about lithium research and exploration in the Czech Republic and the role of the Czech Geological Survey.
Okay, thank you very much. All right. So thank you that I can speak here for us. So first I would like to introduce you to basics about our geological survey, because this is one of the oldest survey in Europe after Austrian-Hungarian Empire in 1919 we were founded, and we are now working under auspices of Ministry of Environment, basically. So we are not academic institution, but institution which serves government with geology. And we have two basic situations. The main headquarters are in Prague, and there is geology there. There are libraries, archives, and laboratories, mostly laboratories in anorganic chemistry and isotopic chemistry. And then we have a regional office in Brno, where they devote research to organic geochemistry. The mission of Geological Survey, as it is for all geological surveys, I think, in the world, is this collecting and assessment of and dissemination of information about geology in Czech Republic, and we provide information for public and for state institutions. We have some international cooperation and developing assistance in developing countries, and mostly we devote also our attention not only to solution of practical problems, but also to scientific research, and also so we have projects dealing with environmental protection. Main fields of activity is geological research, mineral resources and environmental impacts of mining, groundwater research and assessment of reserves, water reserves, geohazards, prevention and mitigation of their impact, like landsliding and similar things, and geothermal sector, where we solve some geothermal energy problems and carbon storage underground. And then, of course, we have a very large section on geoinformation, including our bookstore, which publishes geological literature. These are some details on mineral resources department, but I will skip it because I don't want to talk too long. And also Department of Environmental Geochemistry and Biochemistry. I have these two departments here I show because within this project on brines, these two departments will be involved in the research. The research into lithium raw materials in Czech Republic are mostly now dealing with resources in hard materials, in rocks. It's natural because on Czech Republic, on the border between Germany and Czech Republic at Erzgebirge, there is probably the largest deposit of lithium micas in Europe, and so Czech Republic considers to mine lithium from rocks. But and there is here, you could then read it if you would have this of my presentation, some details about history of lithium mining, which mainly is intensified already during the Second World War. Then it stopped, and now in 2015, because of these sources in lithium deposits in granitic rocks, starts this research again. Just for your short information, this is the profile, geological profile or block diagram of this Cinovec deposit with lithium in micas, and so this is very well described today in many papers and literature. Now, for this purpose, more important are informations about groundwater. So here is, we have a database in Geological Survey where all information are recorded. So we have a database of chemistry of groundwater which includes, what is it, 111387 recorded data reported from research papers and publications. Lithium over just 0.1 milligram per liter is 52,000 objects, and lithium over 1 milligram per liter is only 538 objects, and lithium over 1 milligram, not meter but milligram per liter, and with temperature over 20 centigrades is 111 objects. These informations are stored in the part of Geological Survey which is called Geothermal. And everyone here in Czech Republic who does this research is obliged to fill in such tables. This is one table, then second one, for all the data they have available. They are recorded and they are available not only for government but for everyone who would be interested in. Here it is supported by different maps. And this is a picture of our last sampling campaign in 2 or 3 years ago. It's 52 points where we sampled waters which with increased concentrations. Most of these waters, however, are mineral waters which are used in spas, and therefore they cannot be used for industrial purposes. But still, we have good data from all these points. You see that these points are not distributed equally or homogeneously through our country, and there are several areas where they were sampled, and it's because our geothermal regions are quite limited, because our republic is divided actually to two areas, geological systems: Bohemian Massif, which is Hertzian or Varistrian Massif, like Massif Central in France, this is this part, and then we have this area with increased temperatures in Carpathian Foredeep, and down south this part belongs to Vienna Basin. So the rest of the country is very cold, I would say. From these areas we can supply data for this project. We also do very small but still some technological research which includes study of natural and artificial brines as a source of minerals, some experiments with concentrations of strategic raw materials and isolations and rare and strategic elements. The research is focused on separation of trace elements, especially lithium and gold, and to study the electrochemical processes which are involved in the separation. And also the man who is dealing with technological things tries to use brines containing bromine and iodine as a leaching medium to extract some trace elements, for example gold. Our cooperation with the Brine Risk Project. So, we can supply the data from our lithium database. We can select and describe objects with increased concentrations of lithium. Additional sampling and analysis of interesting brines within the Czech Republic can be arranged by us for any one of you who would like to have samples from Czech Republic. And we think that we should select 2 localities suitable for sampling of brines for processing technology research. And of course, we will assist to any sampling campaign by partners of this project. So this is, I think, a very brief introduction of the role and possibilities of the Czech Geological Survey. Thank you.
Thank you, Thomas. Any questions to Thomas? Perhaps if you can pass the microphone.
Thank you. This number of records over 100,000 is very impressive. What is the age of this data? I would mean that are these some recently analyzed data, or there are some data from many decades?
Historical one, but you should realize that it includes, for example, samples of surface waters. When we mapped all surface waters in Czech Republic, and all rivers, springs and everything, wells, and all these objects were sampled for chemical analysis, and they are included in it. You know, we have a map of, I have it even later, we have, for example, of a map of Czech Republic with lithium concentrations of surface waters, and it includes thousands of analyses. Yeah.
Thank you. Any other questions?